Welcome to my channel Coin Provenance. Today we will discover the most rare coin that was sold for millions in auction. Stick to the end to find shocking truth about these rare coins. The Jefferson nickel has been a familiar part of American pocket change since 1938, yet the 1983 issue stands out as one of the most misunderstood and overlooked dates in the entire series. At a glance, the coin appears ordinary, but its history, design, and composition tell a much deeper story that has made it increasingly important to collectors and auction houses. By the early 1980s, the United States Mint was facing rising production costs and declining interest in collector products. In response, the Mint made the unusual decision not to issue official uncirculated mint sets in 1983. This single choice dramatically changed the future of the 1983 Jefferson nickel. Unlike most years, collectors could not purchase carefully preserved examples directly from the mint. Every 1983 nickel began its life in circulation, where it was exposed to heavy use, contact marks, and inconsistent striking quality. The 1983 Jefferson nickel was produced at two mint facilities. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint carry no mint mark, while those struck at the Denver Mint feature a small D on the reverse. Although overall production numbers were high, the quality of the strikes varied widely. Many examples, especially from Denver, display weak details due to worn dies and lower striking pressure. These shortcomings would later play a major role in determining which coins became valuable. The obverse design of the 1983 Jefferson nickel features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, created by sculptor Felix Schlag. His design was selected through a national competition in 1938, beating out numerous other entries. Jefferson's portrait is calm and restrained, reflecting dignity rather than grandeur. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust," the date 1983, and the word "Liberty," which appears in Schlag's distinctive handwritten style. This handwritten lettering is one of the more subtle artistic details in U.S. coinage and gives the design a personal character. The reverse of the coin depicts Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate. The building is shown from a straight-on perspective, emphasizing its neoclassical architecture. Above Monticello appears the motto, "E pluribus unum," while United States of America and 5 cents frame the lower portion of the design. Although the reverse appears simple, it is where collectors focus most of their attention, particularly on the fine architectural details. At the base of Monticello are a series of steps leading up to the structure. On many 1983 nickels, these steps appear weak, blended, or partially missing due to strike issues. Coins that display 5 or 6 fully separated steps are awarded the full steps designation by grading services. Because strong strikes were uncommon in 1983, full steps examples are rare and often command dramatic premiums at auction. The composition of the 1983 Jefferson nickel follows the standard modern nickel alloy used since the 19th century. The coin is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs exactly 5 grams, measures 21.21 millimeters in diameter, and features a smooth edge. While the metal content itself has no intrinsic precious value, the durability of the alloy allowed many coins to survive long enough for collectors to discover rare high-grade examples. What truly elevates the 1983 Jefferson nickel is condition rarity. Coins graded in mint state are difficult to locate, and examples graded MS67 or higher are especially scarce. When a coin combines high grade, strong luster, minimal contact marks, and full steps, it becomes highly desirable. Such examples have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at major numismatic auctions, far exceeding the coin's modest face value. Error coins from 1983 add another layer of collector interest. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, double strikes, and wrong planchet errors have all been documented for this year. These errors turn an otherwise common coin into a unique collectible, often resulting in competitive bidding among specialists. The story of the 1983 Jefferson nickel proves that rarity is not always defined by low mintage numbers. Instead, it can be shaped by production decisions, strike quality, and collector demand. What was once dismissed as a common circulation coin has become a key date for condition-conscious collectors. For those who take the time to look closely, the 1983 Jefferson nickel stands as a reminder that hidden value can still exist in everyday change. Most coins we carry in our pockets are the same ones everyone else uses. They jingle together, get lost in couches, or disappear into vending machines. But once in a while, a coin that looks ordinary on the outside hides an extraordinary story, a story collectors chase for decades, a story defined by rarity, error, and value that seems almost unbelievable. The Jefferson nickel is one of America's most familiar coins. First struck in 1938, it replaced the Buffalo nickel and brought a quiet elegance to America's 5-cent piece. Thomas Jefferson's portrait, calm and resolute, graced the obverse, while Monticello, his Virginia home, appeared on the reverse. For most years, these nickels circulated widely and seemed unremarkable. But when we get to 1983, the story begins to change. In 1983, the U.S. Mint faced budget cuts and declining interest in collector sets. In an unusual move, the Mint did not produce official uncirculated sets for that year. That decision meant something very simple but very important. Every 1983 Jefferson nickel available today started life in circulation. There was no pristine batch saved straight from the Mint. Every coin was spent, pocketed, dropped, scratched, and mixed with the everyday hustle of commerce. The 1983 Jefferson nickel was struck at two mints, Philadelphia, with no mint mark, and Denver, with the familiar small d on the reverse. Millions were made, but quality was inconsistent. Many coins left the mint with weak strikes and soft details, especially on the reverse around Monticello. For everyday use, that may not have mattered. But for collectors, those striking inconsistencies became the key to rarity. One of the most scrutinized features of the Jefferson nickel is the series of steps leading to Jefferson's Monticello. Some coins show those steps faintly, or not at all. Others reveal them sharply. Coins that show 5 or 6 full ly-defined steps earn what collectors call a full steps designation, a mark of exceptional strike quality. In 1983, because most coins were weakly struck, full steps examples are surprisingly rare. The composition of the coin itself was standard, 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 5 grams with a diameter of just over 21 millimeters. Nothing about the metal content was unusual. What made certain 1983 nickels special was condition, strike quality, and errors. Error coins from 1983 have fueled fascination among specialists. Some went through the press slightly off-center, others struck over wrong planchets, and a handful exhibit dramatic doubling or broad strike characteristics. These types of errors can elevate a coin from ordinary to truly collectible, and even minor errors have fetched strong prices at auction. Collectors who focus on Jefferson nickels know that finding a high-grade 1983 in near-perfect condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. Mint-state examples are scarce, and those with full steps even more so. Auctions over the years have shown that dedicated collectors will pay strong prices for top-tier examples, often hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. But what if I told you that in the world of numismatic legend, in the realm where error, story, and rarity collide, one 1983 Jefferson nickel reached a level of value no one expected? Imagine a coin with such dramatic minting error, such perfect preservation, and such intense collector demand that it didn't just sell for thousands or tens of thousands. It sold for $15 million at auction. Now, before you pause the video and go searching for that sale record, hear the nuance in that sentence. That figure isn't pulled from a verified auction catalog. It's a hypothetical peak valuation that numismatic storytellers and enthusiasts often cite when discussing what could happen when rarity, error, history, and market enthusiasm all line up perfectly. It's a dramatized example, a way to illustrate just how deep the passion runs in the coin collecting world and how far extraordinary coins can stretch the imagination of value. Whether or not such a sale ever actually occurs, the legend of the 1983 Jefferson nickel reminds us why coin collecting endures. This modest 5-cent piece, forged from copper and nickel and spent in everyday commerce, has captured the attention of collectors precisely because its story is unexpected, its rarities are hard-earned, and its potential in value and in myth, remains vast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Coin Provenance for future updates about rare coins.
Stay tuned.